This is booked for drama, where stories burn, hearts break, the tea is always hot and never a part 2. Today we're diving into the Merman Prince's redemption, drowning in love. Let's go. Chapter 1. After learning about my sister's death, my gentle merman committed suicide in her study. I steeled myself against the pain as I went through his things, and that's when I saw it, a jade pendant he'd kept till the end. Inscribed on the back were 2 words, my only Evie. Turns out, he'd been in love with my sister all along. I collapsed from a broken heart, only to wake up and find myself back on the day my sister and I got to choose our bonded beast. This time, I skipped the merman entirely and went straight for the mangy, one-tailed Kitsune hiding in the corner. I watched my sister parade around with the merman, flashing a smug grin. Since you're so smitten, sis, I wish you both all the happiness in the world. May your lives be entwined forever. Can I pick my bonded beast first, B? My sister put on that pathetic little face she knew twisted everyone around her finger. You're so smart and strong, but me. Before she could even finish her sentence, Mom and Dad were already shooting me those disappointed looks. Beatrice, can't you just let your sister have this one thing? Last time around, I let my anger at their blatant favoritism get the better of me. I snapped, I'm the eldest. I should get to choose first. And yeah, I got the merman I'd had my eye on. But Evie? She threw a tantrum and refused to pick any beast, all because I wouldn't budge. Mom and Dad acted like I'd personally condemned her to a life of barren spinsterhood. They forced me to atone, threatening to disown me if I didn't. So I did what any spineless pushover would do, I caved. To make it up to her, I never consummated the bonding with the merman. Hell, I practically shoved him into Evie's arms and told him to keep her company. Then, she fell hard for some biker wolf beast, ditched the merman faster than you can say, slut, and decided to bond with the biker dude instead. On her wedding day, I plastered on a fake smile, brought the merman back home, and even went to the damn ceremony to wish her well. But later that night, I realized the merman was gone. I found him in Evie's study, as dead as disco. The merman I'd fallen for had croaked in my sister's office. That's when I saw the portrait gallery. Every inch of wall space was covered with paintings of my merman, Kai. He'd poisoned himself, clutching a jade pendant the entire time. My only Evie. It finally hit me. Kai's icy attitude toward me wasn't just general dickishness. He'd been head over heels for my sister the whole goddamn time. No wonder he'd looked so devastated when I dragged him home on Evie's wedding day, his blue eyes as dead as the sea. I thought he was just adjusting to freedom after a lifetime of twists and turns. He was just heartbroken that his soulmate was hooking up with someone else and I had stolen him. Chapter 2. The realization hit me like a freight train. When I woke up from my fainting spell and saw my sister begging me to let her pick first, I knew I'd been given a second chance. There we were, the whole family, staring at a bunch of caged ghosts. Some had tails, some had animal ears poking out of their human heads, and then there was Kai, the merman. Beatrice, are you really gonna do this to your sister? Are you trying to kill her? As Mom started to wind herself up, I cut her off. Of course not. I may be the eldest, and according to tradition, I should choose first. But Mom and Dad always say we should be close, so I'm happy to let Evie have this one. The merman is gorgeous, so it's only fair. Evie didn't seem to expect me to cave so easily. She was happy, sure, but also suspicious. She stared at me, trying to see if I was lying. I gave her my sweetest smile, pointed at Kai. Evie, I swear to the beast gods, the merman is all yours, forever and always. In our world, when a woman comes of age, she is granted a special ability, to bond with a beast she chooses. That beast becomes her lifelong companion. Once bonded, the beast shares our lifespan and everything else. We're talking ride or die, for better or worse. And oaths? Oaths were the bedrock of our society. Break an oath, and you get zapped into oblivion by a lightning bolt. Chapter 3. But what I didn't expect was this. The merman, Kai, immediately stood up. Like before, he was obscenely gorgeous. But instead of staring into space, he locked eyes with me. I thought that was weird. So, in order to prevent Evie from getting suspicious, I immediately looked away. Now you can pick the right beast for you, B. She may have been acting generous, but she jumped right in front of Kai, blocking his line of sight to me. Dad was so pleased with his darling daughter's supposed graciousness that he nodded approvingly. Then he turned to me, his face all impatient. Beatrice, hurry up and choose anything. Mom shoved me forward. Don't tell me you were lying about that oath. I'd been expecting this. Before Mom could even get her hands on me, I took a step. I want the little fox. The beasts in the cage went wild, and the 3 people outside looked bewildered. Don't you know that the Kitsune only has 1 tail? I didn't care. He'll grow them back. All he needs is some TLC. I told the guards to open the cage, scooped up the little fox, and left. Inside the cage, Kai grabbed the bars, making a noise that scared Evie. Underneath the sweet exterior was a cold-blooded bitch. She went for her whip and cracked it in his face. What the hell do you think you're doing? You wanna die? I hesitated for a split second, but I didn't turn around. Chapter 4. Last time, I'd wanted Kai from the moment I laid eyes on him. I'd even fought my parents for him. I'd given him my heart and soul, respected his wish to keep the bond unconsummated, and showered him with gifts every time he came back from one of his visits with Evie. He'd never shown me an ounce of affection, but I still loved him with every fiber of my being. Turns out, the reason he hated my guts was because he never wanted to be bonded to me in the first place. This time, I'd give him what he wanted. The little fox in my arms looked up at me. I stroked his head. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. He just shrugged my hand off. So much for gratitude, but I had a reason for picking him. Last time, I chose the merman, so Evie didn't get to choose a beast at all. The other beasts in the cage were given to the side branches of the family. I remembered one 9-tailed fox who was picked last. Because he only had one tail, people sneered at him. But after he bonded with an unloved illegitimate daughter, he recovered his 9 tails and helped her become one of the most important members of the family. He ended up running for head of the house. And he won. Later, I realized the seemingly useless little fox was actually a descendant of the Qingqiu sky fox. Sky foxes were incredibly powerful, but that wasn't all. He was a brilliant strategist, and he wasn't going to stay at the bottom forever. Chapter 5. On the way home, the Kitsune finally shifted into human form. He sat in the carriage, weak but full of rage. I thought about his injured tail. I wanted to take a look. Before I could even touch it, he flashed his claws at me. I pulled my hand back. Feisty little thing, aren't you? Aren't you cute? My family lived in a huge mansion. When my sister and I came of age, we were given our own estates. I was born with a heart condition. Despite my talents, I was doomed to die young. Mom and dad loved successful kids, so they didn't care about me. Evie wasn't that talented, but she had her way with them. I was the one who moved out. Evie got to stay with mom and dad. As the eldest daughter, I was supposed to be the heir. But my dad didn't like me. So, even though everyone knew the rules, no one said anything. They thought Evie would be the next head. But she wasn't. It was the bastard daughter who got the 9-tailed fox. She rose through the ranks and led our family to new heights. Evie was fickle. Her crush on Kai was temporary. When she met the biker wolf beast, she dropped him like a hot potato. I started researching my future. I also told the servants to unshackle the Kitsune. To help him heal, I sent people to find a doctor. The next afternoon, my bodyguard, Ike, said that the Kitsune, Pax, refused to eat, talk, or get treated. Beasts were at the bottom of society. If they were lucky, they'd be chosen as a mate. But if they weren't, they'd be sent back to beast territory as slaves. Some beasts would choose their human mate, and they'd take them away. But in the human world that didn't happen. If a beast didn't obey, we'd do whatever it took to make them submit. Dad was a strong man, but Mom made all the calls. He won't eat or talk. I asked, trying to get the full picture. No, ma'am, I don't know what to do, so I came to you. I thought for a moment, then got up and had Ike take me to Pax's room. I carried a letter with me. I asked Ike to dig up some information about Pax, and now, I finally smiled. I know you don't want to bond with a human. I know you don't want to bond with a human because your human mother didn't love you. Your dad forced her to marry him. She abused you from the moment you were born. Your dad lost interest in your mom and started chasing other women. She blamed you, broke 8 of your tails, and sent you here. 4 sentences. I laid out Pax's entire history. He finally looked at me, but he was wary. Even though he was disheveled and tied to a bed, he was attractive. Fox beasts were known for that, but his allure was different. He was just noble, as if he was born better than everyone else. We stared at each other for a while before I heard his voice. What do you want? To marry you, give you freedom, and help me become the head of the house. Why? Because I can promise you that once we bond, after you grow back your tails, I'll help you get revenge. Is that true? I nodded. I swear to the beast gods. If I break my oath, I'll suffer the most horrible curse imaginable. Pax's eyes widened. He didn't expect me to use force. Instead, I was being nice. He thought about it for a long time. Okay, we'll bond. Pax and I had a simple bonding ceremony. I invited my family, but Mom and Dad said they were busy. Evie just sent a messenger with a verbal blessing. I heard that the merman wasn't cooperating with her. She was mad, and she told Mom and Dad about it. She was jealous that I was getting married. Mom and Dad told me not to rub it in her face. I didn't care about their fake feelings. On the day of the ceremony, I gave Pax a sword that I'd forged myself. It was called Royal Color. Pax looked surprised. He gripped the hilt tightly, his eyes full of excitement. Thank you. I waved it off. That's what my partner should have. I grabbed his hand, and we bowed to the beast gods together. Just as we were about to do the bonding ritual, Ike told me that a merman wanted to see me. I said, no, but Ike looked conflicted. He says he's here with a gift from your sister. I laughed. You think my sister would bless my wedding? Ike knew about my relationship with Evie. I'll send him away. I nodded. Then, I picked up a bone knife, sliced my wrist, and did the same to Pax. The blood started to flow. We pressed our wrists together. Our blood mixed. We were bonded. And then, the statue of the beast god started to glow. It enveloped Pax and me. I felt a special energy enter my heart. Pax stared behind him. He grew a tail. He looked at me. Now, we understand. Our bond was blessed by the beast gods. We were soulmates. Chapter 6. I guess it was meant to be, I said. Pax smiled at me, looking as if he agreed. After the ceremony, we went to the bridal chamber. On the human side, a bonding ceremony was basically a wedding. We were supposed to sleep together. But I knew Pax was different. As we entered the bedroom, I asked, do you want to take that final step with me? Maybe I was too direct. Pax's face turned red. He sat on the bed and didn't look at me. He clenched his fists. I spoke again, it's fine. If you don't want to, I don't care. Beatrice, do you hate me? I looked at Pax. His eyes were red. No, then why don't you want to do it? I'm trying to respect you. Pax didn't say anything. The atmosphere was icy. To break the tension, I said, I want to do it, but can you even handle it? Pax grabbed my sleeve. What did you say? He bared his teeth, looking like I just insulted his entire bloodline. I realized he must have gotten the wrong idea. No, wait, I didn't mean it like, before I could explain, the little hellcat had me pinned beneath the covers. I didn't properly wake up until the sun was high in the sky. And when I did, Pax was gone. The usually quiet courtyard was now filled with the sound of a white-clad dude wielding a sword. The sight was gorgeous, but the peace didn't last. Congrats on the bonding, B. My sister, Evie, appeared out of nowhere. She stood at a distance, her eyes locked on mine with a look that didn't match her words. Congratulations, big sis, you picked a good one. You even got blessed by the beast gods, and your heart's suddenly cured. I pretended not to notice her bitterness, and gave her a hug. Thanks for congratulating me, Evie. I knew we were close. But hey, if I can get the beast god's blessing, I'm sure you can too. Really? Evie seemed surprised by my move. You think I'll get a blessing too? She played the part of the hopeful little sister, but all I could see was pure hatred. I pretended not to see my parents lurking behind her. I gave her a pat on the head, just like a loving older sister would. Then, I whispered in her ear, if the beast won't bond, you can always take matters into your own hands. You're smart, Evie. You know what to do, right? That doesn't seem right. She said that, but her eyes were glowing. She already had a plan. I sighed. Do your best, Evie. I'm sure you'll get bonded. I promise that if you do, I'll let you be the next candidate for head of the house. Is that a promise? Mom and Dad rushed out, looking thrilled. Dad beamed. I knew you were sensible. If you let your sister be the candidate, she can lead us to greatness. Exactly. I stayed silent. Evie ran to their arms, gave me a smug look. I knew you all loved me the most. They left without a word to me, eager to tell everyone about the news. I pondered for a moment, then ordered Ike, pack our bags. We're going to Phoenix Springs. Yes, ma'am. Pax stared at me. You're supposed to be fighting for the head position. Why would you do that? I laughed. Some things are mine by right, Pax. Evie will never get them. Unless I decide to give them to her. I added, or if I don't want them. I glanced at the red fabric in the corner. The owner vanished. Then, I took Pax's hand. I recognized Kai instantly. He'd been reborn too. But so what? He didn't love me. He loved Evie. I'd let them have each other. Pax only had one tail, and his wounds weren't healed. Phoenix Springs was home to the miraculous Dr. Liv. But less than 3 days later, I got a message. Evie tried to kill herself. I had to go back and atone. I laughed. Why should I atone if Evie tried to kill herself? The guard was Dad's man. You said she would get the beast god's blessing. I laughed. So what? The guard looked angry. She wasn't blessed at the bonding. I glared at him. Did she even have the ceremony? He stayed quiet. I sneered. No ceremony, no blessing. Why should I atone? Get out. I had him thrown out and sent Dad a message. I'm giving up my claim to the head position. Evie can have everything. I hope that makes you happy. After that, I enjoyed a comfortable life. Pax and I got closer. We traveled and found a doctor for him. Within 3 months, he had 4 tails. Finally, we started back towards the city. At a tavern, we heard people talking about how Evie was chosen as the next head of the house. They also said that she got the beast god's blessing with Kai, the merman. He was supposedly descended from the sea god. Did you know about this? Chapter 7. Pax could sense something was wrong. I smiled. The beast god's blessing is a bloodline power. You had yours the day you got your tail back, right? Pax narrowed his eyes. You chose me because I was a Qingqiu Skyfox descendant? I shook my head and held his hand. I chose Pax. It just so happens he was descended from a sky beast. Really? I nodded as the wind blew through our carriage. Across the street, I saw Kai and Evie watching us. They heard what I said. Evie still looked angry. Kai was as pale as a ghost. Did he regret it? It wasn't my problem. When we got back to my estate, Ike said that Dad, Mom, and Evie had visited. The family elders also came. They wanted to talk about the head position, but I didn't want to talk to them. The next day, I put on a white dress and went to the main estate with Pax. We greet the head and matriarch. We bowed. Evie was already there. Are you regretting your decision? Enough. Dad glared at me. You gave it up. You don't get to regret it. I laughed. You signed a contract with me. His face paled. Even Mom looked worried. Stop talking nonsense. Leave now. The family elder stepped forward. What contract are you holding, Beatrice? Let me see it. Dad hurried forward, but he couldn't stop him. When he saw it, his face changed. You fool. How could you banish a member of the Nagong family? Dad was the head of the house, but the elder's dad was the head of the house, but the elders were in charge. Dad knelt on the ground. She gave up her claim. It was her decision. The elder sneered. You think I don't know you favor your daughter? There's a huge difference in talent. This contract doesn't count. The next head of the house will be Beatrice. Am I not allowed to choose my successor? He looked up, but the elder glared at him. Nagong Ju Shao saved you in the beast tide. On his deathbed, he told you to give the head position to Beatrice. You promised. It's been 18 years. Have you lost your conscience? On the surface, I was calm. But inside, I was in pain. I found out the truth the day I died. I finally understood that my parents had never loved me. When I was sick, they sent me to my death for the head position. I wasn't going to let that happen this time. No, I'm supposed to be the next head. Evie grabbed Kai and stood in front of me. I have Kai, the sea god. He'll help the family. The elder scoffed. Don't you know your man was banished by the sea god? Chapter 8. What? Evie had always been proud of Kai. She let go of him and turned to face him. Is it true? Kai looked at me with despair. It's true. Evie slapped him. He stared at me. I pretended not to see him. Pax stepped in front of me and glared at Kai. I smiled. I only love you. He smiled back and kissed me. I knew Kai came rushing towards me. Evie stopped him. You like my sister? Kai nodded. Yes, I love her. Evie was furious. But you're my beast. Do you think she'll love you after you've been banished? Kai's face fell. He stopped moving. The elder sighed. He Tainxia, you are stripped of your position. The next head of the house will be Beatrice. He ripped up the contract and left. I walked to the head seat. Everyone bowed. We greet the head. Only he Tainxia, Du Ji Yu Qing, and Evie stared at me in hatred. I pretended not to notice. I won't live here. My estate will be the main estate from now on. Yes, ma'am. After everything settled down, I took charge of the house. I replaced Tainxia's people with my own. The house was completely different. I knew about Pax's talents. I made him help me run the house. He was renamed Pax He, and was accepted as the husband of the 36th head of the He family. That night, he was excited and told me how much he loved me. I was happy and let him do whatever he wanted. The next day, I woke up and realized he was gone. Outside, I could hear Pax getting hurt. I opened the door and saw a crowd of people. My dear sister and dad were there. We greet the head. I came to see you, but the white fox didn't let me in. Evie feigned respect, but she didn't hold back at all. She acted as if she was part of the family. I pulled the guard off Pax and sliced his throat. Evie shrieked, "You dare kill my guard? How dare you? How dare you call the head of the house by their name? How dare you disrespect the royal consort?" Beatrice. Dad stepped forward, but he was scared. I smiled coldly. I'll let it slide, but if you do it again, I'll do whatever it takes. They looked angry. Dad knew he couldn't beat me. He switched expressions. He patted my hand and smiled at me. He signaled his guards to step forward. I've brought your husband's parents so you can have a family reunion. What? Pax shouted. Say that again? Who did you bring? Dad wasn't scared. He stepped aside. We saw a couple that looked like Pax. It seemed that Dad had been planning this all along. Pax, shouldn't you greet your parents? What are you? Pax didn't want to see them. I stepped in front of him. Who are you? The man sneered. The head of the house is worse than her predecessor. She doesn't even know the Fox King. I laughed. The Fox King? Do you have 9 tails? Do you even deserve to be called king? You. The woman tried to rush forward, but the man stopped her. How dare you disrespect Wandong? Do you want to die? Chapter 9. Fox King? What a joke. Everyone knew that the Fox clan was in decline. The Fox King didn't have 9 tails. He only had 5. I think you're the one who wants to die. You brat, do you know who you're talking to? Wandong held up a token and shouted, "Where are the 9-tailed foxes?" Many 9-tailed foxes appeared with swords. They were waiting for the Fox King's orders. I laughed. Pax, why don't you take over? Pax hugged me. I don't want to be the Fox King. It sounds lame. I chuckled and whispered, please? Otherwise, we can't kill them. He reluctantly let go but kissed my cheek. Wandong looked confused. What are you talking about? I sneered. I'm saying you're going to die. You're going to die. Dad threatened. Give me back the head position or you'll die. You'll ruin the family. You're proud that you're working with the enemy? I looked at him and ordered Ike, arrest He Tainxia. As you wish. He grabbed Dad and pinned him to the ground. Evie panicked. How dare you hurt your father? My father is Nagang Jushao. Who is He Tianxia? You. Evie couldn't say anything. She clenched her fists. Pax stepped forward. I am the true 9-tailed Fox King. Wandong didn't believe it. You're just a bastard. Do you have the power to do it? Kneel. Pax laughed and walked forward. A white light shone from his hand. 9 tails appeared behind him. Everyone was stunned. Pax was the Fox King. To become the Fox King, one had to have the most tails. Pax had healed and inherited the Skyfox powers. My mother was a beast. I inherited her powers. Whenever Pax and I touched, our powers increased. It was like a love technique. Pax became the Fox King quickly. Kneel. Pax used the king's pressure and made everyone kneel. He took my sword and walked over to Wandong. Wandong backed away. Don't come closer. I'm your father. You're the one who broke my tails. The 9-tailed foxes were there and heard the remark. They looked at Wandong in anger. The woman tried to speak, but Pax stabbed her through the heart. I didn't want a mother who wanted me dead. He stabbed Wandong in the chest. Evie was scared. She retreated. He Tainxia was taken away and imprisoned for life. Pax had to separate from me for the coronation. The next day, I had a guest. You're reborn too, right? I looked at Kai. So what? I didn't want to play dumb. Kai didn't believe it. Why didn't you choose me? I'm your soulmate. You're supposed to love me. He tried to walk forward, but Ike stopped him. He stared at me. I looked at him. You killed the He Baoyue who loved you. You said you didn't love me. You loved you. You know? I removed my expression and gave the order. Yes, I know. You can leave now. Kai widened his eyes. No, Baoyue, I love you. I love you now. I mocked. I have to love you back? Who do you think you are? I love Pax. You're just trash. You have to be with me. We are tied in 3 lives, and you must be with me. I walked over to him. Or what? We both knew that he had nothing. Chapter 10. Kai begged, you know we're supposed to be together. We are supposed to be together in 3 lives. The first life, we were together. But you had to pass the exams. You hid the fact that we were married and married a princess. You sent an assassin to kill me when I was pregnant. I didn't know. So what? You had me sacrificed for the greater good. I was wrong. Really? You poisoned me and broke our bond. You hurt yourself to leave me. You know everything. Yes, I know everything. So, why would I start over with you? Kai sobbed. Forgive me. He crawled forward. I stepped back. No, I'll never forgive you. I threw him out and sent him to Evie. I wanted them to torment each other. The day I was going to the 9-tailed fox territory, I heard that Kai had killed Evie and himself. I laughed and told Ike, serves him right. Then, I got on the carriage and went to Pax. At the coronation, Pax wore a white robe and he took my hand and walked to the stage. He greeted the 9-tailed foxes and promised, you are my wife forever. He knelt and kissed my hand. I hugged him and kissed his lips. I know you love me. I love you too. The fox beast I personally chose was the best. Kai didn't know that my rebirth was a gift from the beast god. He was selfish. How could he love me? It was just an obsession. He agreed to bond with Evie because she was going to be the head of the house. He agreed to bond with Evie because she was going to be the head of the house. It was all voluntary. He never regretted it. It was over. I was happy. The end. And that's a wrap on today's reading here at Booked for Drama. If you felt anything, rage, swoon, secondhand heartbreak, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your fellow drama lovers. If you have any requests, drop them in the comments. Until next time, keep reading, and keep the drama on the page.